It's been a long time since any standalone Toyota product was anything even resembling exciting, but this is the car that's supposed to change all that. Meet Toyota's CHR small SUV. Futuristic exterior, a premium feel interior, a brand new turbocharged engine, and a drive experience that's supposed to be both engaging and fun. It all sounds very un-Toyota. It does enter one of our most hotly contested segments, so let's see how it stacks up.
Toyota's first city-size SUV is staggeringly late to the party in Australia, but the brand is clearly hoping to make up for lost time with its all-new CHR. It debuts a 1.2-litre turbocharged engine, which can be paired with a CVT automatic or a 6-speed manual transmission, and can be had in both front or all-wheel drive configurations. It also debuts a new design concept for Toyota, with the Japanese brand pouring in high-quality materials and focusing on creating a sense of space around the driver. And it mostly works. It's still a small SUV, of course, but it doesn't feel particularly cramped in any seat.
So what do you get? Every CHR gets this sleek driver-focused interior with plenty of high gloss and these cool little diamond design elements that are supposed to match the exterior of the car. Now in this base model car, it's cloth seats, but that's upgraded to a leather look in the top spec models, and it is actually a really nice place to spend time, and it does feel kind of premium. In fact, the only real letdown is a screen that feels a bit small and pokey for a brand new car. But the big question is, what's it like in the back seat? And actually, there's a fair bit of room here. This is my driving position, and as you can see, there's a fair bit of knee room, and because of the arch in the roofline, there's actually a fair bit of headroom too. Now there's 2 cup holders up front for front seat passengers, another 2 in each door for back seat riders, but there's no pull down divider and no pockets for bottles in the door. Now there is one major design flaw back here which you haven't been able to spot with the door open, and that is the way the curve of the door goes, the window gets very small and it suddenly feels very claustrophobic back here. Let me give you an example. Last but not least, boot space. Now the CHR offers a fairly usable 377 litres with those rear seats up, but if you drop them, that number grows to more than 1,000. There's also a space saver spare hidden under a panel in the boot.
We've been told the key focus on the new CHR is driver enjoyment, not something traditionally associated with Toyota's mainstream consumer product. The new engine might not be the most powerful around, but the car has been engineered to deliver low-end torque, which is perfect for inner-city manoeuvres, and a lot of attention's been paid to making the steering as linear and smooth as possible. The CHR is based on Toyota's new global platform, and the centre of gravity is being kept low in an effort to minimise body roll and mimic the driving characteristics of a low-slung hatch or sedan. The manual cars are even equipped with a system that will lightly blip the throttle to match engine revs when changing up or down gears in an effort to make those changes just a little bit smoother.
Now remember, this is supposed to be Toyota's driver's car, and in a lot of ways they've really succeeded. The steering is smooth and linear, it sits nicely flat through corners, and the suspension does strike a pretty good balance between supple and sporty. But there are a couple of major drawbacks. One of them is the engine. Not that it's underpowered, but it doesn't quite live up to all that sporty potential. It feels fine in the city if you're jumping from traffic light to traffic light, but if you take it out on backcountry roads, especially if you're going uphill, you will find some fairly deep holes in its power delivery. But the thing that probably grinds me the most is the CVT transmission. It's certainly not the worst we've driven. In fact, it's probably one of the better ones. The sound's not too intrusive. It is smooth enough, and in fact, it has a manual or sports mode where it has 7 artificial steps to make it feel like it's changing gears. But it's also not the best way to squeeze power out of an engine, and especially the climb from 30 kilometers an hour to 60 kilometers an hour feels very, very slow indeed. That said, it's not supposed to be an out-and-out performance car. It's simply supposed to be a better driving Toyota than the cars that have come before it, and I can tell you that it certainly is. Road noise is kept to a minimum. Vision out of almost every window is terrific, except the rear window. Fortunately, there's a reversing camera on every trim level. Believe me, you're going to need it. The thing I probably like most about it is it does actually feel quite light and playful through corners. Sure, it lacks the power to power out of bends, but it does sit nice and flat through bends. There's barely any noise from the tyres, and it feels like it could really handle a lot more power. Here's hoping it gets some.
Toyota definitely deserves praise for the level of standard safety equipment in this model too, with every trim level arriving with AEB, active cruise control, a lane departure system that will take over the steering if it senses you drifting out of your lane, and blind spot monitoring. You also get 7 airbags, a reversing camera, and parking sensors both front and rear. The CHR isn't just a new model for Toyota, it's the start of what promises to be a whole new driver-focused direction for Japan's most sensible manufacturer. And that can only be a good thing.
To read the full review, click here, and don't forget to subscribe to stay on top of all our latest videos.